say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. You're the question, you're the answer. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. You're the question, you're the answer. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time.
Very good evening. Welcome to World Cup 2026 live here on LFS this Saturday evening, a little later than usual, but that is this World Cup, and we have an absolute barnstormer of a group stage fixture for you. Brazil taking on Morocco to kick off Group C in the World Cup, and what a fixture this is. The so-called African champions Morocco, who were crowned champions in a controversial fashion in January, taking on the 5-time World Cup winners Brazil. They've won it more than anyone else, but haven't won it since 2002. So a bit of making up to do, and Carlo Ancelotti will certainly try and do that with his Brazil side. But before we get to this match, some interesting results already occurred today. Early hours of this morning, it was a huge result for the United States of America. It has been an unbeaten start to the tournament for the three co-hosts. Wins for Mexico and United States, and a draw for Canada, and a comfortable victory in the end for the United States. They were 3-0 up at half-time against Paraguay, finished 4-1 in the game in Los Angeles. An own goal from Bobadilla inside 7 minutes gave the US the lead. Fuller and Balogun made it 2-0 on 31, and then added a third in added time in the first half. They got a goal back, Paraguay, into the second half with Mauricio, but a 95th minute beauty from Giovanni Reina added another extra little bit of spice to the scoreline. A 4-1 victory for the US. And earlier this evening, around about an hour ago, the game concluded between Qatar and Switzerland in Group B, and confirmation that ended with a 1-1 draw. A late equaliser from Qatar, securing their first ever World Cup point in the country's history. A Braylon Polo penalty early in the first half gave Switzerland the lead, and they had so many chances, Switzerland, but as we've seen before, if you can't take those chances, you will be punished. And Kuki, the captain of Qatar, scoring the late equaliser to give Julian Lopetegui's side the draw and their first ever World Cup point. An incredible moment for Qatar in this World Cup, and they drew by 1-1 in that one. So those were the two other results already. As you can see, the other results from the start of the tournament from yesterday and the opening game on Thursday night. An incredible start to this World Cup. Only one of the 10 teams that have been in action haven't scored. 9 teams have scored at least a goal, and they've been very entertaining games to this point. And we have an absolute cracker for you this evening. Brazil against Morocco inside the stadium, which will host the final in a few weeks' time. MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, and New York, New Jersey, shall we say, split over the two states of America. And this is an absolute glorious stadium to host this. What is a wonderful game. I mean, so early in the tournament to see the 5-time winners taking on the last time around, the semi-finalists, the beaten semi-finalists, Morocco. A quick look at the teams in terms of their summaries, really. Of course, we know Brazil, of course. Carlo Ancelotti is the head coach. Casemiro is their captain. They're 5-time champions of the World Cup, more than any other team in the country's in the competition's history. Alisson is our player to watch. Could be a big player in terms of Brazil in this tournament, but so many of the Brazilian squad, and we'll talk you through the team very shortly. And the Seleção is their nickname. For Morocco, the African champions and beaten semi-finalists in the last World Cup, so they've had a pretty glorious last few years. Morocco, Mohamed Ouabi is the head coach. Took over earlier this year after the controversies, of course, of the African Cup of Nations final. Achraf Hakimi is their captain, of course, the PSG right back. Their best finish was the last time they played in a World Cup. That was 2022 when they finished 4th, beaten in the semi-finals. Achraf Hakimi, of course, is our player to watch for this one. Could be a major difference maker for Morocco. And they're the Atlas Lions, is the nickname of Morocco. The national anthems are being rung around the MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. And we are all but ready to go in this one in the World Cup. An incredible fixture. One that you would expect to see in the knockout rounds, in the latter stages of the competition. but not on this stage, not in this World Cup. It's Brazil against Morocco in the 2026 World Cup Group C action. Kickoff is next. Sure, one last kick. This is gonna be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this. And Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions. And there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal. Kvaratskhelia is through, wants to add a fourth, and does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me. That is absolutely unbelievable. Rice again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and bettered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible. Welcome back to World Cup 2026 live here in LFS. For this, a huge game under the lights, well, under the lights here in the UK. Bright and shiny sunshine in New York in the afternoon. It's around about, I believe, a 6 p.m. kickoff over in New York. 11 o'clock here in the UK. So it's not too late, but certainly late evening here in the UK, and we're all but ready to go. The Moroccan national anthem is what is being sounded around the stadium. There is a fair even mix of yellow shirts and red shirts in the crowd. Of course, the yellow of Brazil, the red of Morocco. And let's have a look at the two teams for this one, starting with Brazil. Alisson starts in goal. A back four of Ibanez, Marquinhos, Gabriel and Santos. Casemiro is alongside Bruno Guimaraes in midfield. Lucas Paquetá is in the 10. Rafinha and Vinicius Jr. are the wingers. And Igor Thiago of Brentford starts up front. On the bench, Edison, Waverton, Sandro, Danilo, Bremer, Pereira, Santos, Fabinho, Enrique, Ryan, Ederson, Endrick, Cunha and Martinelli. Well, for Morocco, Bono starts in goal. Ashraf Hakimi at right back captains Morocco this evening. Issa Diop, Thierry Riyad and Nusir Mazraoui make up the back four. Bovadi and El Ainaoui are in midfield. Unai is in the 10. Brahim Diaz off the right. Bilal El Kanous starts on the left. And Ismail Saibari is further forward. On the bench for Morocco, El Kajau, Tagnauti, Salah Eddin, Sadan, Halhal, El Quadi, Balamari, and of course Chemzine Talbi we know from Sunderland, Spy, Yassin, El Mourabet, Amrabat, El Kabi, Rahimi and Echekuab, all on the bench for Morocco. Two nations, two of the highest ranked in the world. It is the 6th ranked, highest ranked against the 8th highest ranked side in the world. This is going to be one hell of a matchup under the billowing eyes of thousands inside the MetLife Stadium. We are all but ready to go. It is Brazil and Morocco. Kickoff on the way. Very good evening. Thank you very much for joining us for this one this Saturday evening late in the UK. Great to have your company for this one this evening. A late night festival of an incredible match. Slavko Vincic is our referee. Of course, we just saw the VAR options. The officials there in the booth. As we're seeing the teams on the screen. Very intriguing, very strong, but interesting selections for a couple of the Brazilian players, but a very Premier League focused Brazilian side. Alisson of Liverpool, Gabriel of Arsenal, Bruno Guimaraes of Newcastle, Casemiro formerly of Manchester United, and Igor Thiago, of course, of Brentford. So a lot of Premier League experience in the mix there, and of course La Liga amongst it as well, with Vinicius Junior and Rafinha. Of course, opposite sides of La Liga in Barcelona and Real Madrid. But of course, the star man for Morocco, Achraf Hakimi, will be one to watch tonight. He's a real danger, of course, as we know, for PSG, watching him in the Champions League with PSG. And of course, being crowned European champions back to back. He's had one hell of a last 12 months as Achraf Hakimi, two-time European champion and African champion as well. And now it is on the world stage where they will want to excite and entertain. And I wouldn't put it past them causing a bit of an upset tonight. I think this will be a really, really interesting game, because it could go either way. This is kind of the point that I'm making, is the fact that this could go any which way. Albeit Brazil will be down as the favourites, and you would expect Brazil and their quality to possess, but there is a lot of quality in this Morocco side, and they're not a team to be completely kind of overlooked, you gotta say. Well, I have to say, they do advertise the kickoffs at the top of the hour. They give us 4 minutes to get sitting down, get a drink and get relaxed, all the formalities, but we are underway at MetLife Stadium. Morocco with the kickoff, kick it straight out of play for a throw-in right from the off. Of course, Brazil in their very traditional, iconic kit. Yellow shirts, blue shorts. Morocco in red shirts and green shorts, as is their flag, as representative of their flag. An absolute unbelievable arena for this. Of course, there's no surprise why the MetLife Stadium in New York was picked as the venue for the final. It is an absolute, it's just magnificent to see, even just on a screen, but I'm sure what it will be like in real life, how magical it would be just to see it. It's kind of like a chasm in the ground, that narrow and high up. When the last game, Qatar against Switzerland, was in Levi Stadium, the San Francisco Stadium, and that is a very narrow stadium, kind of very steep in the stands, and MetLife would be something similar. There's a free kick here. Well, Morocco, it's already worked its way back to their centre-backs. And of course, this is going to be a real close battle. Bouhaddi down the right-hand side here. Here's Achraf Hakimi. First involvement in the game. Hakimi trying to chip his way around Santos there, but good clearance down the left-hand side. And the Brazilian centre-back Douglas Santos, or left-back shall I say, Douglas Santos. Of course, there is a lot of strength and depth in both teams, and I think a lot of people will overlook Morocco as, Morocco. I don't really see them as doing and going very far, but some people forget they actually got to the semi-finals in 2022. And, at the end of the day, whether it was controversial or not, they are the African champions. They got all the way to the final in their home tournament in the AFCON in January. That's a nice ball down the left-hand side here for Noussair Mazraoui. Tried to chop inside, was caught there, says the referee, by Roger Ibanez. That's going to be a free kick, so El Kanouche there fouled. He tried to cut inside Ibanez, and just a stray leg by Ibanez, giving the free kick to Morocco. Decent start from Morocco so far in this one. First couple of minutes, had the majority of the play. Welcome in, Andy. Thank you very much for joining us. Right-footed delivery. Under the air. It's not fully cleared by Brazil. It will drop round the back and allow Igor Thiago to try and clear his lines. Back there defending. Here's Nasir Mazraoui to Ashraf Hakimi. Tipped across to Cherry Riyad, the Crystal Palace defender. There's Bilal El Khanous. Bouhaddi. Riyad. Decent possession early doors here for Morocco. Brazil on their press, trying to chase them down, but unable to retrieve the ball for the moment. Bouhaddi. El Khanous trying to give that one off inside quickly, but given away cheaply to Brazil. And a first run down the right-hand side here for Rafinha. He's cut inside and was unable to really maintain control of the ball. Morocco will have it back with their goalkeeper. Riyad goes long. And a won by Ibanez, but given away to El Khanous. Now Bouhaddi. Unai. Played well so far. Elanawi out wide to Hakimi. Unai with the hold up. Down the right hand side it comes again. It's been all Morocco in the first 5 minutes. Unai to Hakimi. Unai again. Breaking into the box, ball dribbled across. It's a dangerous effort. Saibari was in the mix, but cleaned away by Brazil out for the throw. But Mohamed Ouabi will be pretty pleased with how his side have started this one, the first 5 minutes. Bouhaddi with the play. Mazraoui down the left, finds El Khanous, chops inside quickly, then spins back outside. Ibanez has been given a real tough task early doors. Here's Nasir Mazraoui. Taking on, Ibanez gets past Ibanez. Mazraoui comes across, shot from the edge of the area. Hooked up into the air. The last ditch challenge, I think it was Marquinhos with the clearance. It's all Morocco and Brazil all at sea here defensively. All over the place. Ibanez gets beaten 1v1 on the outside. And they're cut back into acres of space. No one tracking the edge of the box. And it's a shot from Nail Elanawi from the edge of the area. Well, Khanous having a shot from range. Didn't get very far. And every time Brazil clear their lines, it's instantly back to Morocco possession. There's Brahim Diaz. Lovely ball through the middle. The shot from range. Ashraf Hakimi with the effort. Skidded wide of the left post, but such danger. Such danger from Morocco. Fabulous from Ashraf Hakimi. Just kind of curled away from goal. Alisson worried. Here is Alisson. Kicking it long. Looking for the hold up of Igor Thiago. Header won by Vinicius. Taken down well here by Lucas Paquetá. Guimaraes. Casemiro with an awful layoff. It's given away cheaply there. It's Brahim Diaz. Right to Saibari. Brazil have been nowhere in this game in the first 7.5 minutes. It's been 70% possession for Morocco. That's a cheap ball in the middle and it's given away. Here's Igor Thiago holding it up. Not many yellow shirts charging forward, but played out to the left. Rather just recycle possession here, Brazil. Haven't had much of the ball so far. Marquinhos. Paquetá. Here's Ibanez. Back to Marquinhos. Gabriel. There's Gabriel and Marquinhos played against each other in the Champions League final. One of PSG and one of Arsenal. Marquinhos coming out on top, lifting the Champions League trophy for the second season running as PSG captain. Along with his opponent at right back for Morocco, and Ashraf Hakimi shot from range there from Brazil. That was Rafinha. In the end, it didn't come to anything. That's a lovely bit of work from El Canoes there. Buadi breaking forward into space. Lays it across. Another little layoff. Here's Brahim Diaz with an effort. It's a bouncing ball. Hakimi throws himself into the mix. And that's going to be a free kick though to Brazil. Hakimi just a little bit too aggressive. And I think that's a foul on Gabriel, I believe. But see it here. It is Gabriel he collides with there, Achraf Hakimi. Yeah, I can see why the referee's given it, but to me I didn't think there was much in it. I can understand from the referee's point of view why he sees it as a foul, but I have to say Morocco have been in complete charge of this game right from the off. We haven't even had a chance to really kind of settle into the game, tell you some stats, get talking a little bit. There's been so much dominance from Morocco. Verratti had 5 shots in the game. Early doors in this match, none of them on target, but 5 efforts in just short of 10 minutes. An electric start. Was that ball stolen away in the middle here? It was Lucas Paquetá with a poor touch. It's El Canoes. Saibari trying to dribble his way through there. Just enough bodies to defend it. And there's going to be a foul on Casemiro. The edge of the box there by El Anawi. See this again. It's a poor touch by Lucas Paquetá. An awful first touch. Stolen away by Bilal El Canoes. And it was Unai on the edge of the area. He wanted a foul. He was never going to get one, but Unai was trying to dribble his way through a number of bodies there, and in the end it ended up being a Brazil free kick. But Morocco have been dangerous. And he says, I need Rafinha to do it for me in fantasy. Thiago will be the one if he does. Okay, Brazil will win. And they've given it away again, Brazil. Saibari had to try and have a swinged effort, but it will bounce wide. Beautiful, sharp football. Buadi. Back to Issa Diop. Hakimi. El Anawi. Brahim Diaz. Back to Achraf Hakimi. Really energetic start from Morocco. And this is, of course, the opener in Group C. As you can see on the left-hand side, Haiti against Scotland is a 2 o'clock kickoff in the UK in a couple of hours' time in this group as well. One of these two can put a statement down, and so far it's only been Morocco that have had anything to say in this game so to this point. Here's Nasser Mazraoui further infield, clipping it forward, looking for the run of Saibari, but that was closed out just in the nick of time as Buadi tries to get, forcing Bruno Guimaraes to the ground, and it is going to be a foul to Brazil. I think the Brazilians have only had a breather when they've had free kicks. That's the only time they've really been able to settle. Every time the ball has been in play, they've been under so much pressure. Marquinhos to Gabriel. Marquinhos. That's the armband for Brazil this evening. Marquinhos. Ibanez. He's got away with that there. Roger Ibanez. I have to say, he got really lucky there. Look at that for a start. 1 attempt for Brazil, 6 for Morocco, but neither side have had a shot on target yet to this point. Now the goalkeeper called into action, Alisson Orbono. Paquetá trying to feed the ball wide. Has worked its way to Rafinha. Rafinha out wide to Vinicius Junior. Here come Brazil. Vinicius Junior to the byline. Clips it across. Igor Thiago is in the mix, and Mazraoui has to clear it away at the back post. Well, that was a bit of venomous danger from Vinicius Junior wide. See it here. Charges to the byline. Hakimi's just a little bit off balance on the turn. And as he cuts it back, beautiful ball across. Igor Thiago comes charging in on it. Has to get more on the header. In the end, it's seen wide, and Nasir Mazraoui can make the clearance at the back post, but all of a sudden, Brazil with a bit of danger there from the wide area. And the first real glimmer of Vinicius Jr. in this game. Marquinhos to Alisson. Very experienced goalkeeper Alisson, regarded for quite a while as the best goalkeeper on the planet. That's a lovely ball forward. Rafinha trying to hold it up, but Morocco able to thump it up the field as far as they can. They've come under a bit of pressure in the last minute or so. That's what I mean. Both sides possess such great quality that the game could swing one way or another in a split second. And that's what has us gripped on the edge of our seats. I'm expecting a real barnstormer of a game. It might not be an absolute goal fest, although never bet against that. It might not be, but it very much could be. The attackers that are the options on paper show up. You could have an absolute cracker on the cards. And already a very enjoyable first 15 minutes. Paquetá over the top. Far too much on that one for Rafinha to chase. And seen back to Bono in the Moroccan goal. So that's a foul on Bouwadi in the midfield. You see that dangerous cutback cross from Vinicius Jr. Well, look at the absolute giants of international football. R9 as well in there. And Roberto Carlos watching on. I mean, absolute giants of the world game watching on. Roberto Carlos was very animated in the crowd. You love to see it. Gabriel to Marquinhos. Good hold up there from Bruno Guimaraes. So if Brazil can get into this game, get their midfield going. Bruno Guimaraes, a real danger. Rafinha, Lucas Paquetá, they've got, such great individual players. When you look at it all across the field, I think, no disrespect to Ibanez and Santos, but they're probably the positions where they, if you say there was a weak point in this Brazil side, you would probably say it would be in the full-back areas. Everywhere else, you think they're absolutely stacked with quality. Especially in the attacking areas, but there's one man who was named in the squad, isn't fit though for this, is Neymar. Was given the chance by Carlo Ancelotti to play at a World Cup again. Being picked in this squad, but isn't fit for the moment. Whether he'll be fit for any part of the tournament is still unknown, but fingers crossed, just for the history side of things, that it could be Neymar, Messi and Ronaldo's final World Cup all together. It would be an end of an era. Although I think we've been saying that for a couple of World Cups. I think we've been saying that for a couple of international tournaments, to say the very least. Here's Rafinha. Swung in from Santos. It's a drop ball, and Bono was quick and alert. I think it was Igor Thiago in the box chasing it before the Moroccan goalkeeper got his hands to it. Brazil have started to settle into the game in the last few minutes. Had a bit more of the possession. Ibanez. Guimaraes. Here's Gabriel. Rafinha. For the switch there, but played not enough, anywhere near enough on it. Nasir Mazraoui was able to easily retrieve. El Khanous back to Nasir Mazraoui. Bouwadi intercepted by a very intense press there from Brazil. Rafinha playing it through. Vinicius Jr. trying to spin into space and giving the thumbs up to Rafinha for that pass. What a wonderful ball by Rafinha, but Vinicius Jr. just unable to get the space he would have wanted. Ashraf Hakimi doing just enough to see it behind, but Rafinha and Vinicius Jr. already finding that link up. That is where the danger will be most highlighted for Brazil. That combination play from Vinicius Jr. and Rafinha. Corner for Brazil. First of the game. Short of 19 minutes gone here. And Bruno Guimaraes to take the corner. Slavko Vincic, the referee, making sure all is okay in the box. Guimaraes, right-footed, lifted towards the centre of the box. It was headed away, only as far as Vinicius Jr. Shot there from Lucas Paquetá was blocked. And Morocco able to clear it up the field, but Brazil right back on the possession. All the way back with Alisson in his own half. Well, it's Vinicius Jr.'s cutback cross that has been the most dangerous moment of the game. Ibanez. Lucas Paquetá was a little bit crowded out there, and that was given away a little easily. Nasser Mazraoui intercepting, and that's a lovely ball through and behind for Saibari. Oh, what a finish! Alisson came for it and was absolutely beaten by Saibari, and that is one hell of a goal for Morocco. Absolute class. We've seen Brazilians down the years do that to other teams. Well, they've been given a taste of their own medicine here by Ismail Saibari. Well, that is beautiful from Morocco. A wonderful ball through, a perfectly timed run, and an absolutely audacious finish. Brazil 0, Morocco 1. They've dominated this game early. And it's an interception. Mazraoui plays a lovely ball into the middle. What a pass this is. And Saibari with a perfect run in behind. Two of the best centre-backs in world football carved open, and one of the best goalkeepers in world football in no man's land. Absolutely class from Saibari. The audacity to chip the goalkeeper from that sort of range. But it was a gaping hole in the Brazilian defence that gave him the chance, and he most certainly took it. Brazil 0, Morocco 1. Fabulous from Saibari. As I said, Brazilian players have done that down the years to everyone else in the world. Well, that was a touch of class from Ismail Saibari that Brazilians in years gone past would have been proud of. But it's Moroccan fans that are celebrating. And it is Morocco who probably deservedly have the opening goal. A furious looking Carlo Ancelotti, who's not known for being animated, but he looks furious on the sideline. And I think it's just individual errors that have let Brazil down. I mean, that goal is beautiful. It is wonderful class, as we'll have the hydration break halfway through this first half. But it's wonderful class. But you can't say Brazil have been on level par with Morocco in this game so far. Right from the kickoff, Morocco were all over Brazil. Their press was so intense, and Brazil were just struggling to keep a hold of the possession in the first 10 minutes. They started to get some of the ball in the last 5-10 minutes or so, but a beautifully worked goal for Morocco that tore them to pieces. And a bit of a debrief during this hydration break to allow them to recover and a chance to just refocus. Brazil try and find a way to respond. as we see the confirmation of onside. I mean, there was no question about that. Anybody could have seen it was onside. It was a good few yards onside. It's just the pass is absolutely incredible. It has to be perfect. And it was perfect. I haven't given credit to the man who played the pass. It was Brahim Diaz. I wasn't too sure at the time, but what a pass that is. And what a finish. They're dancing in the stands, the Moroccan fans. It's been a bit of a controversial start to the year for them. They thought they were beaten finalists in the AFCON final. In the end, after all was said and done, after a review, they are the African champions, and that could still be overturned with an appeal, but all of that controversy has gone into the background, into the shadows for this World Cup. They got to the semi-finals last time round. Who knows, this Moroccan team could be the dark horse that could emerge in this tournament. Carlo Ancelotti, we said about this Brazil team, they've got an abundance of quality, and we've already seen the most dangerous moment before that Moroccan goal. The most dangerous moment in the game was certainly a Brazil moment, but Morocco deservedly have the lead because of how strongly they've started this game. As we are about to conclude the hydration break and get back to playing on the fields. Brazil will have a throw-in on the far side. Now they have to find a way to respond. Lots of time to do it. Only 25 minutes gone. Lots and lots of time, but my goodness, living up to the bill so far. Well, he's certainly been on form, Ismail Saibari. He scored twice in Morocco's 4-0 win over Madagascar in an international friendly. And he ended the season strong with PSV Eindhoven. Scored 3 goals in his final 3 games for PSV Eindhoven in the Eredivisie season, of which he scored 19 goals across the season for PSV Eindhoven. And he's already got his first goal at the World Cup. Bit of a, as I said already, an angry looking Carlo Ancelotti. He will certainly not be pleased by the way in which they conceded that goal, Morocco, or Brazil, sorry, against Morocco. Certainly not. But here they come again. Here's Achraf Hakimi charging up the middle. Hakimi trying to angle one into the corner, but just wide. Got his markings all wrong there, Achraf Hakimi. But I mean, he was charging forward like a man possessed there. There was no one getting anywhere near him. And he just tried to cut it in with his right foot to the far left corner, but just got his measurements wrong on that occasion and struck it wide. But that's where the danger is posed for Morocco. There's a multitude of dangers, but the most potent one is Achraf Hakimi. No doubt about it. As Casemiro runs into bodies in the middle. I mean, he's been absolutely run over at the minute, Casemiro. No disrespect, but he's been running like a, I mean, let's not say anything disrespectful, but he hasn't been running around too well. He's been running in mud, in a sense, the first 27 minutes. And they've torn it to pieces in the middle. Buadi. Santos there with the interception. Sees it out for the throw. Only one shot on target so far, but what a shot on target it was. Ismail Saibari with his 10th international goal in his 32nd appearance for his country. We see Brahim Diaz there winning a free kick. I have to say, at the moment, physically they've been outplayed so far, Brazil. I mean, possession-wise and just basic football play, they've been outdone. But even down to the basics of the game, their physicality, they've been out-muscled more than enough times. First 28 and a half minutes, a very disappointing start to this game for Brazil. All around. Free kick here for Morocco. It's Achraf Hakimi that's over it. Hakimi swung it in with the right foot, flick on at the near post. Having to be cleaned away at the back, but picked up on this left-hand side. Reverse pass by Saibari. Little flick. Saibari in the mix again, trying to unleash an effort. Run into a body. Low Brahim Diaz picks it up. He's trying to tuck it in, but into the arms of Alisson in the Brazilian goal. Oh, that's an awful pass. Horrid pass by Casemiro. I mean, they're on a different planet, these Brazilian players. I mean, they are miles off it. They're playing down blind alleys. I mean, it's horrendous football from Brazil so far. And Morocco carving through them like a hot knife through butter. Here they come again. On that occasion, did they find a way through? Unahi. Down the right-hand side, Riyad. Back to Unahi. Hakimi was in the middle, but ball will bounce to the edge of the box, and Achraf Hakimi will shoot, but swung it over the crossbar. I mean, they're on the ropes here, Brazil, to say the very least. I mean, there's a man who knows how to win in these types of stadia, Tom Brady. And he's got the Brazil shirt on. At the moment, not playing like Brazil. They're playing awfully. And Morocco are having their way with Brazil at the moment. They're having fun out there. Hakimi. Here is Bono, who I have to say has been very quiet, the Moroccan goalkeeper, because he's not had anything to do to this point. Now that could be very dangerous. But it has been quite quiet on that front. Ball prodded through. Vinicius Jr. on the left here for Brazil. Vinicius Jr. Oh! Ho, 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 ho! What a finish by Vinicius Jr. That is one way to respond. That is an absolute cracker from Vinicius Jr. Pure individual quality. An absolute net buster from the superstar off the left, Vinicius Jr. Absolutely rocketing that one in. Right from the top drawer finishes that one. They might not have played well, but there is no doubting the individual quality of this Brazilian team. And that is a moment of individual brilliance from Vinicius Jr. Little 1-2 with Bruno Guimaraes. Vinicius Jr. I think he's going to go to the byline again, as did the defender. It's absolutely beaten on the inside, and Vinicius Jr. absolutely spinning it to the far corner. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Brazil 1, Morocco 1. Cracker. Absolute cracker. There's a little bit of a response from Carlo Ancelotti. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous from Vinicius Jr. 1-1. So we can have a fabulous game. It's living up to the bill so far. And the roar from the inside MetLife Stadium at that goal. Palpable. That's only his 10th international goal for Vinicius Jr. And his 50th cap for his country. What a finish it was. Two quality, top class goals. Hakimi, Saibari. Hakimi caught there a little late as he tried to take the touch inside. It's Vinicius Jr. on the defensive side there, catching Achraf Hakimi a little late. There's a foul. To say the very least, Morocco have had 12 shots compared to Brazil's 4, and it's 1-1. 3 shots on target, 2 goals. Both sides scoring with their first shots on target of this match. Free kick here for Morocco, just over 10 minutes to go with the first half. Achraf Hakimi over this free kick. Let's see what's on the end of this. Ball swung in, headed away by Brazil. Picked up by Brahim Diaz, trying to spin one back in. Alisson had to come and punch as Hakimi settles it back down with Noussair Mazraoui. Mazraoui laying it back here to Bono. All of a sudden they're under a little bit of pressure here, Morocco, but Bono clears it long and a bouncing ball in behind Gabriel into the hands of Alisson. Now these two will be fighting for a possible top spot in the group. No disrespect to Scotland or Haiti, but in terms of their FIFA rankings, in terms of their rankings around the world as two of the top nations in the world, this will be key to deciding who possibly could be top of the group, depending on the result here. And of course, as we know, top of the group could be the difference between no disrespect, an easier round of 32 tie in comparison to what could be a more difficult one. The winner of Group F could be a Netherlands or a Japan, possibly even a Sweden, for the team that finishes runner-up in Group C. The winner of Group C will play the runner-up of Group F. So that's the markings that this group will have. We'll be watching closely Netherlands, Japan tomorrow night, which you can watch here on LFS, which is a perfect time to tell you of what's coming up here on LFS in the next day or so. We have our first tournament double header tomorrow evening. We are live from 6 o'clock. Germany taking on Curacao, the smallest country in this tournament. Just a population over 100,000. Curacao. They play Germany tomorrow at 6, and then at 9 o'clock tomorrow evening in Group F, the Netherlands take on Japan. 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. A double header of action for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that one. Both of those games going to be very entertaining, but even when the fixtures come out, Netherlands, Japan just caught my eye massively. This one as well. Some crackers, some absolute wonderful games. There's Gabriel there, a bit too aggressive on Brahim, not Brahim Diaz. It's actually for a foul a little earlier. Casemiro on Neil El Ainawi. Casemiro given a yellow card with the very apt announcement from the PA announcer there. A very American type of announcement. You know what I mean. Free kick to Morocco. Hakimi takes it short out to the right hand flank. Bodies in the box here for Morocco. Option, if they can get it in. They can't. Blocked off there. Goal kick to Brazil. Vinicius Jr. tracking back to defend that one. Look at this for a finish. Over 100 kilometers an hour, the ball speed. I love those types of stats. Look at the celebrations from the celebrities as well. And the crowd. Brazilian fans finally having something to celebrate in this game after what's been a pretty difficult first half for them. It's not been too enjoyable from a Brazilian point of view. They've been absolutely dominated in moments in this first half. And a moment of individual brilliance has them level in this game. And that is what they possess in abundance, Brazil. But it's all about trying to put it together. can get that, they're onto a winning formula. Here's Marquinhos out to the right-hand side. It's Rafinha charging down the right, but gets beaten to it by Nasser Mazraoui, who swings it away from his danger area. Casemiro finds Guimaraes. Desperate challenge there from Lucas Paquetá, but Morocco able to eke out of that dangerous position. Boudari there, or Bouadi, apologies, couldn't find Saibari in the middle. Vinicius Junior backtracking. Brahim Diaz, of course, the two Real Madrid players, teammates at club level. Vinicius Junior drifting infield to have an impact. It's Moroccan players in numbers trying to close that out. Igor Thiago dropping deeper to help out with the build-up. Brazil having a strong end to the half since they equalised. Ibanez. Igor Thiago with the hold-up, beaten physically there by Riyad. Casemiro quickly retrieves, as does Bruno Guimaraes, picking it up. Douglas Santos. Gabriel. Marquinhos. On to Bruno Guimaraes. Brazil going long over the top. Run of Rafinha there. Comfortably retrieved though by Bono in his goal. Last 5 minutes of the first half. Brazil 1, Morocco 1. Two top tier goals. Ismail Saibari with the audacious chip against Alisson. And Vinicius Junior with that wonderful spinning effort to the far corner, levelling it up. Well, there's a very famous man in these parts. New York's mayor, Zoran Mamdani. Brazil trying to whip the ball in there, a little high for Rafinha to recover. Well, there's a man who's worn that yellow shirt more than a number of times and has scored some famous goals in those famous colours in Neymar. Not able to get out there and do what he does best. Number 10, 128 appearances, 79 goals for Brazil. Superstar, absolute superstar. There's no doubt about that. Here come Morocco now though. They snatch another against Brazil here. Ball wide to Ashraf Hakimi. Hakimi with the chip ball in. Al-Anawi with those the target. There's Al-Anawi there with a late challenge on Paquetá. Will get Brazil the free kick, but kind of had to survive in this first half, Brazil. I have to be really truly honest. They've certainly had to survive a lot of this first period. When you look at the possession, it has swung in their favour. The match momentum's actually in their favour slightly, but I think that's a little overstated by the fact they've had a lot of possession, Brazil, in those moments, but not much penetration or danger. It's been a lot of ponderous play at times for Brazil, and that's where they've kind of been caught out. That's where the goal came from for Morocco. It's Brazil a bit ponderous, a poor ball in the middle, nicked away by Mazraoui, and then they worked it beautifully, Morocco on the break. But here, that's a nice interchange from Brazil. Guimaraes trying to cross it in. Gets the better out of Mazraoui, goes under a challenge. Guimaraes though still has possession of the football. Still finds a way to get it towards the box, but stopped by Bouadi, who runs into a yellow shirt, but Ibanez actually deflects it on to Brahim Diaz, who wanted a foul. It's gone down, and the referee is going to give the foul, and he's going to give a yellow card to Roger Ibanez. Yeah, I don't think he can really complain about the foul, but yellow card maybe for dissent possibly, or even just for the foul itself, but yellow card it is for the Brazilian fullback, Ibanez. Certainly has been under the cosh the whole way throughout the game, even from the first few minutes. Roger Ibanez has been given a torrid time down that right-hand side. Early doors by Bilal El Kanous, but even afterwards it's been a struggle. El-Anawi away in the middle. Casemiro winning it back. Here's it Rafinha. Guimaraes out wide. Vinicius Jr. clipping it forward. It's a little bit loose, that. Here's Brahim Diaz for Morocco, evading pressure and challenge for the moment, but then runs into trouble. Casemiro winning it back quickly. Here's Rafinha in the pocket. He run into trouble himself, but he's going to get a foul. A little bit late there from the midfielder. Bilal El-Khanous there, tracking back for Morocco, giving away the foul. Last minute of the first half. It's absolutely flown by this first half. Very, very enjoyable last first half here between Brazil and Morocco. Really, really enjoyable. Free kick here for Brazil. Last few seconds of the first half. We'll see how long will be added on. Of course, with the hydration break. And a few other things. Paquetá leaves it. Swung towards the area. Headed away at the first time of asking. It was Bouhaddi with his head onto it. Brazil have a counter to deal with here. 4 added minutes at the end of the first half. The PA announcer is so American, it's unreal. Here is Achraf Hakimi, Bouhaddi, El Anaoui, back to Bouhaddi. They have been really sharp in possession, Morocco, in this first half. They've played some really, really good football. And it's not even that complicated. It's nice triangle play, but it's just sharp, it's crisp, it's clean. Brazil have been a little bit stodgy, a little bit off the mark, a little bit off the cuff, which at times can very much go your way with the balance of individual quality, but that's where you can get caught out in those moments where it doesn't quite go your way. And that's where they've been under threat in this first half, where they have been a little bit off the cuff and a little bit loose and a little bit sloppy in possession. Credit to Morocco on that, for picking up the pieces and doing really well off the back of it. That's a chance at a cross and a shot! Something out of nothing again from Brazil. Lucas Paquetá with the effort, and Bono had to scramble that one away. Wonderful little cross, and this for the quality to get the shot off from Lucas Paquetá on the volley. Both feet off the ground, getting the swivel to have the power behind the shot to get that on target. I mean, that's incredible. Corner it is to Brazil. A late Brazilian flurry at the end of this first half. 2 minutes to go of the half. Rafinha to take this corner. Rafinha, left-footed delivery. Switched on the front post, but all the way through it out the other end. A wag of the finger from Marquinhos, saying it should have been another corner. And the officials say goal kick. Flicked on by, I think it was Marquinhos that flicked it on at the near post. In the end, it didn't look like there was any further contact, so I think a goal kick was the right call there, but Brazil was going to protest, of course, the Brazilian captain. "90 seconds of the half to go, and I think just about 1-1 will be a fair result from the first half. I think both sides have had their threatening spells, but you have to be honest, the amount of shots that Morocco have had, the amount of chances might just swing it in their favour, but Brazil look in moments like a true danger, and that is what they've been so often, so many times before, as that's going to be a foul on Achraf Hakimi. Not to appease the Brazilian players at that being a foul against Achraf Hakimi, but as we see what probably could have been a foul a little earlier from Hakimi on Vinicius Jr. That's a little high, actually. I don't know, should that be a foul, but also a yellow card possibly on top of that. It's a bit high there for Mr. Fakimi, but got away with that one a little earlier. Well, last few seconds of the first half, a very, very enjoyable first 45 here at MetLife Stadium. Ball played back to Allison. We'll work it out from the back, but there is the half-time whistle. 49 minutes played, and what an enjoyable first 45 it has been here. Morocco came out like a house on fire in the first 10-15 minutes against Brazil. Brazil had the best chance thereafter, with Vinicius Junior's cutback not finding the correct header from Igor Thiago, but it was Morocco who took the lead from a poor Brazilian play, snatched away and on the break. Ismail Saibari chipping Allison, splitting the defenders to give them a lead before Vinicius Junior's touch of quality levelled things up. Half-time in the Group C opener in New York. It is Brazil 1, Morocco 1. Last kick. This is going to be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this. And Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions. And there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal. Kvaratskhelia is through, wants to add a fourth, and does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me. That is absolutely unbelievable. Rice again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and bettered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible.
Guess all that I do was easy to use. So call my time, but you weren't really mine, just something to do. Thought I never knew. No surprise, but nevertheless, I'm still stuck in self-defense. No surprise, but nevertheless, I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just want to be next to your I get lost when I look in your eyes. Do you even do you even leave now, make your escape. You know the fortune favors the brave. So close, just get away. No surprise, but nevertheless, I'm still stuck in self-defense. No surprise, but nevertheless, I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just want to be next to your I get lost when I look in your eyes. Do you even do you even I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just want to be next to your I get lost when I look in your do you even do you even
Oh, welcome back to World Cup 2026 live here on LFS, and what a first half we've been treated to in New York this evening. Brazil won, Morocco won at the break. Two wonderful, wonderful goals from two teams of top class quality so far in this one. But you have to say Morocco have dominated the first half and have been the better side, but a bit of Vinny Jr. brilliance find the Brazilian leveller. So it is 1-1 at the break. A massive second half on the cards in a few minutes. But before that, a reminder for you, we have another huge match to come for you tomorrow. Germany get their campaign underway in Houston, Texas. Tomorrow, a 6 o'clock kickoff here in the UK as they take on the competition's smallest side and one of the debutants of the competition, Curaçao. Can they cause one of the biggest upsets ever when they take on Germany, multitude winners of the World Cup? Tomorrow, 6 o'clock on LFS, and that is followed by another barnstormer of a match, Netherlands-Japan at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Looking forward to all of that on the way. A reminder for you of the earlier results this Saturday, albeit it is now into Sunday morning in the UK. USA 4-1 winners against Paraguay in their World Cup opener. A wonderful, wonderful first half from that one for America. 3-0 up at the half. In that one, they ultimately added a late fourth goal in added time. But it is also 1-1. It finished between Qatar and Switzerland in Group B earlier this evening. Both Group B matches ended 1-1. Canada and Bosnia yesterday evening we saw finish 1-1 as well, so that group is as tight as can be. We'll talk about the groups a little later. Group C is underway, and we are halfway through our first game of the group, and it is 1-1 between these two at the break. They're almost ready to return for the second half. between the two sides. Looking forward to the second period. If it's anything like the first, we've got an exciting next 45 minutes in our hands, because either of these two could win this, and it could come down to an individual moment to make the difference. But I think Carlo Ancelotti won't be anywhere near pleased with how his side have played in the first half. I think they've been really off the boil at times, Brazil. Their possession has been really, really sloppy at times, really poor in play, giving away a lot of cheap possession to Morocco. But I have to say credit to the Moroccans. They've been really strong in that first half. Their play, quite the contrast to Brazil's. Really sharp, really crisp, really precise play. And a beautiful, beautiful goal on the move, in transition, to really change things up. We are almost ready to go for the second half. A reminder for you, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on push notifications if you haven't done so already. Thank you very much for spending your Saturday evening, Sunday morning, wherever you are in the world. It could be any time of the day. Thank you very much for joining us for this one. Great to have your company this evening. And this will be around the latest time that we will have a match here in LFS, around an 11 PM kickoff. Because it's just unsociable, really. But we will be keeping a very close eye on those other games around the world over the next few weeks, because we have uninterrupted action in the World Cup until Friday the 3rd of July is the first time that there won't be a World Cup game over the next number of weeks. There will be wall-to-wall World Cup football between now and the 3rd of July, and we cannot wait to bring it to you here in LFS. And we have our first, as I said earlier this evening, our first double header of action tomorrow, and we cannot wait for those two games. Well, some were calling for it in the first half, but Brazil are making a double change, and you probably have to say two of their weakest players from that first half, two of those who found the referee's book, Casemiro and Roger Ibanez, have been replaced by Danilo and Fabinho. So straight swaps for Brazil. Not pleased at all was Carlo Ancelotti, and a double half-time switch for the Brazilian manager, or the Brazil manager, shall I say. He's not Brazilian, which is actually a unique point. First man to take charge of Brazil who isn't Brazilian. Carlo Ancelotti, of course, are of a foreign descent, of Italy, obviously. And he's not afraid to make some changes at half-time. He has made that double switch for Danilo and Fabinho, replacing Ibanez and Casemiro as we get the second half underway. As I said, they kind of really were forced into those changes, and the fact they were the two weakest players in the first half, Brazil, really didn't allow them to make the difference if they wanted to. Hold up there from Paquetá. Vinicius Jr. Marquinhos, who guides that one down the right-hand side. Here's Rafinha up against Mazraoui. Mazraoui with the touch, and the last touch was off the Moroccan defender. That's going to be a corner to Brazil. Second half's first corner. Brazil had all of the corners in the first half, only two of them, but both of them were of a Brazilian persuasion. And they will have the first corner of the second half. Rafinha is going to take this corner in a moment. One or two issues the referee has to sort out in the mix. Slavko Vincic, our referee. Experienced referee Slavko Vincic. Referee the Champions League quarter-finals of recent. The corner whipped in. At the front post, there was a lot of bodies in there, and I think the last touch was off a Moroccan player, so another corner will come. was an appeal from Marquinhos, and the appeal was agreed with by the officials. Another goal for Rafinha here. Rafinha flicked it in. It's on the way to the back post. No one willing to meet it. Here's Vinicius Jr. Picks it up on the left. Gonna run his way through, but run into Achraf Hakimi. Here's Brahim Diaz. And I think it was Fabinho that got the keen contact there, the half-time substitute. Caused the interception there. This is actually the first official game Slavko Vincic has refereed since April. He refereed a Slovenian league game. His last international game as a referee was in March when he refereed Sweden against Poland in a European playoff final for this World Cup. Has reffed a few of these players this season. As I said, a couple of the Real Madrid game against Bayern Munich in the Champions League quarterfinals. He also refereed PSG's win over Chelsea in the round of 16 of the Champions League this season. So has experience refereeing these types of players, and these specific players, the likes of Achraf Hakimi and the like. Free kick here to Morocco in their own half. Achraf Hakimi was going to take it, but he's just going to leave it to his goalkeeper. With the kick, but that's gone straight out of play for a Brazilian throw. Well, a reminder for you, the second game in Group C, Haiti against Scotland, is a 2 a.m. kickoff in the UK. The Scots staying up late for it. They'll have a bank holiday on Monday, actually, signed off by King Charles, but remember, it's early hours of Sunday morning. But nonetheless, they've given the day off on Monday to recover. Who knows, they could be recovering from some real celebration. We'll see how they fare and how they react to this game when it does conclude. Before they play, Bouhaddi right to the left, there it comes. Morocco starting to take control of possession. Once again, excuse me, Achraf Hakimi, little 1-2, lovely play. Hakimi charging through. Good challenge there by the left back Douglas Santos. And now Brazil want to break away. Vinicius Jr. down the left-hand side. Vinicius Jr. tiptoeing his way into the box, looking to whip a cross in. It's a dangerous ball across and thumped away by Nasir Mazraoui. Electric is Vinicius Jr. Gabriel. Paquetá. Marquinhos. Danilo looking for the run of Rafinha down that right hand side, but that was tracked back by Nasir Mazraoui quite comfortably. Long ball there by Morocco, but been under a bit more pressure in the second half. Morocco haven't had it their own way. They wanted to take a lightning speed throw in. Even the camera couldn't keep up with that one from Brazil. Almost got a chance. I mean, it was so quick, even the camera couldn't keep up with that throw in from Brazil. No need for a countdown there from the referee, which is one of the new rules. Danilo have come out with a different air about them, Brazil, in the second half. Here's Rafinha charging into the box, cuts it back from the byline, but cleared away. It's all Brazil at the moment. It was Shari Riyad with the clearance. See this throw in again. So it's straight out for a throw, and they were lightning speed to get the ball, charge it into the box. Long direct throw. Well, very innovative there from Brazil. Didn't quite pay off. Certainly created a good chance. Vinicius Jr. 1-2s everywhere. Guimaraes run into trouble. Elanawi. Brahim Diaz on the right plays it back to Ashraf Hakimi. Oh, Hakimi gives it away cheaply though. Vinicius Jr. was the threat. Hakimi bundles him over. Brazil will still have it though. Igor Thiago lets it roll. Vinicius Jr. couldn't take control, and Hakimi runs away with the possession, and it's going to be a foul on Hakimi that will get a free kick for Morocco. Yeah, just a bit cynical there from Fabinho, former Liverpool midfielder. Foul given there by the referee. Brahim Diaz. Way forward there. Battled by Douglas Santos. Throw-in will come here. And they're taking their time here, Morocco, but Hakimi taking a very long time, and they're not appeased by that. Of course, the new rule, a 5-second countdown, but it only starts the 5-second countdown when the player gets a hold of the ball for the first time. Here's Nasser Mazraoui. Morocco down the left-hand side here. Drifting inside, the cross was blocked. So trying to break it apart with Lucas Paquetá, but a bit of head tennis between the players for the moment. Brought down by Vinicius Jr. A tackle in there. And that late by El Canous. That's going to be a free kick to Brazil. Fully committed to that one. Bilal El Canous. Crunching challenge. Marquinhos to Gabriel. Back to Marquinhos. Danilo. Gabriel got himself in a tricky spot, but he worked out of it. Vinicius Jr. Douglas Santos back to now Fabinho in the middle. Danilo down the right to Rafinha. Rafinha looking for the overlap of Danilo, and Danilo on the charge, but doubly covered there by Morocco, and that's seen out for a goal kick. A little bit lower tempo in the second half, a bit more of a chess match rather than all-out pure quality, but certainly enjoyable. Well, that is one hell of a push by Igor Thiago on Elanawi. Yeah, Igor Thiago comes charging, and he's the right to go for the ball, but he's a good second or so late. Elanawi had already got rid of the ball, and Igor Thiago just left a crunching challenge in on the player. Welcome in, OJ Singh. Thank you very much for joining us. Great to have you with us. It has been a long time. Thank you very much for joining us for this one. 3 minutes short of the hour mark inside MetLife Stadium. Brazil 1, Morocco 1. Haven't even been able to give you some stat reads yet for either team. It's been that entertaining of a match, but second half a little bit slower. I don't want to be disrespectful, but as I said, a little bit more of a battle, a tussle between the sides. Brahim Diaz run into trouble there. Good backtracking. Paquetá, as Brahim Diaz felt he was hit in the face. Allison, as Brazil trying to play her from the back, and Morocco all over them like a rash, but just about evading that as Rafinha wins the free kick. As we see, maybe, no, there's nothing in that. Brahim Diaz making a meal out of absolutely nothing there. That's just really a bit embarrassing, really. I mean, he barely clipped it. Nothing in that whatsoever. Well, this is a real special stat for Brazil there. The only country ever to appear in every World Cup since its inception in 1930. Could make it a century of qualifications if they qualify for 2030, of which Morocco will be one of the co-hosts in 4 years' time. Vinicius Jr. All the way back to Marquinhos. And they last won the competition, Brazil, the 5-time winners. The last time they won it was 24 years ago in 2002. They're on their joint longest run without lifting the trophy. They were knocked out in the quarterfinals 4 years ago, Brazil, by Croatia. Rafinha, certainly a man who had efforts but couldn't find the net. He'd scored no goals in the previous tournament, despite having the most shots on target without scoring in 2022. He will be a key man to watch. He's looked dangerous so far tonight, but not many clear-cut chances. I think Vinicius Jr.'s looked more of a threat in front of goal than his opposite winger for Brazil. Ajay Singh thinks Brazil's going to win. It could go either way at this rate. Well, Morocco overplaying it a little bit, but the ball through from Brazil was a little lacking in quality, to say the very least, and they're able to just about recover there, Morocco. Buhari all over the place there a little bit, but Vinicius Jr. giving him a buyout clause and giving him a free kick, which will even further frustrate Carlo Ancelotti. Well, you have to say Brazil didn't convincingly qualify for the tournament, albeit they did qualify, obviously. They finished 5th in their qualification stage. That's the worst since the format was introduced 30 years ago in South America. As they're going to make a double sub here, Brazil. I want to see Matheus Cunha and Luis Henrique come onto the field. So after a double substitution at half-time, they've been a double quick switch on the arm mark. Cunha and Henrique on. Lucas Paquetá and Igor Thiago, I believe, have been replaced. Morocco yet to make a change in the game. Maybe that just goes to show really the balance of things have been. Brazil have made 4 of their 5 subs, and Morocco yet to move to their bench at this stage. One manager is much more pleased with his team than the other. But we remain all square at 1 apiece on a knife edge. Hakimi, bit of pressure on Issa Diop. Gives it back to Bono, who will go long. Hold up from Matheus Cunha, but that will be Easily picked up by Brazil. Danilo. Marquinhos to Gabriel. Douglas Santos into the middle for Bruno Guimaraes, but overrun himself there a little bit, Bruno Guimaraes, although I think the ref's given a foul. It's a little bit soft in my opinion. Looked like he kind of just lost his balance, Bruno Guimaraes, but see it from the referee's angle. Maybe did see a little bit of a pull there, to be fair, by Saibari, but free kick given. It's not a yellow card by any stretch, even if it is. Oh, Fabinho with a bit of blood spurting from his mouth. Where that's come from. In the meantime, looks like there's going to be some movement from the Moroccan bench. I think in reaction to what we've seen from the Brazil changes. So it looks like Chemsdean Talbi, the, of course, Sunderland player, and Samir El Mourabet are all both coming on, the Strasbourg player as well. So Bilal El Khanous and Unahi are coming off. Azzedine Unahi and Bilal El Khanous both coming off for Morocco, and as I said, Chemsdean Talbi and Samir El Mourabet are both coming on. And fairly young, Samir El Mourabet. Only making his 5th appearance for his country. He was born in 2005, just 20 years old. And actually, I think they made a alteration to who's coming on and off here. Did they? Well, Fabinho still getting patched up on the sidelines. So Brazil are, for the moment, still down to 10, with Fabinho off, getting all cleaned up. And Brazil looking to not make any unforced errors in this moment, to ensure that the extra man that Morocco do have doesn't end up counting, and they'll win a free kick there out of Rafinha. The referee will allow it to be played, as they did stop it just in the nick of time. So he'll let them have the free kick. Here's Matej Cunha. Clip ball towards the run of Rafinha, but nothing out of that for Brazil. As Fabinho back on the field now. And they did make another change there, Morocco. I thought it was a bit strange. It was Brahim Diaz that came off for Chemsdean Talbi, not Bilal El Khanous. So El Khanous still on the field. Diaz was brought off. Here come Brazil on down the rights. Oh, fired in, cleaned away by Elanawi. Santos, Vinicius Junior. So out to the far right hand side. Excuse me. Apologies. Ball fired across there into the mix zone. I think Rafinha was the target in the middle. He was, and Bruno Guimaraes with a delicious effort across. Dangerous as anything from Bruno Guimaraes. And that's the half yard, if that, off the toe of Rafinha. The other change, as I said, Chemsdean Talbi He's only making his 6th international appearance. The Sunderland man has never scored an international goal. The 21-year-old. Well, as we hit the halfway point in this second half, we will hit our hydration break. Cheers. And no surprise that the Americans have a sponsor for a hydration break. What a surprise. I'm not surprised whatsoever. Well, it gives us a chance to take a breather in what could be a very intriguing final 20 or so minutes of this one. You kind of feel in this second half, Brazil have looked more dangerous, more of a threat. Maybe they could nick this, but as it stays as it is, Morocco have not hung on, that's a little bit misrepresentative, but certainly given themselves more than enough of a chance. While we do have this hydration break, the team news has just come in from the other game in this group, Haiti against Scotland. We can tell you that the Scottish team, Angus Gunn in goal, Hickey, Hanley, Hendry and Robertson, the back four. Gannon, Doak, Ferguson, McTominay and McGinn in midfield, and Shea Adams and Lawrence Shankland are the front two for Scotland. Those teams have just dropped. Remember, it's a 2 o'clock kickoff in the UK, 2 a.m. In the UK, of course, against Haiti, one of our newcomers to the tournament. And they are kicking off the other game in Group C, which, of course, this is Group C, Brazil against Morocco. And the other two teams kicking off in just short of an hour and a half's time. What a beautiful venue. As we're about to get back underway for the final 20 minutes after the hydration break. The early evening atmosphere, a 30-degree temperature around the stadium, around this area of New Jersey. East Rutherford hit over 30 degrees this afternoon. It was 31 degrees at the start of kickoff this evening. It's dropped to just under 30 now, but of course hydration breaks are mandatory across the whole tournament, regardless of the in-game temperatures, but certainly needed in this sort of game. And I think maybe the heat, albeit Brazil and Morocco are not strangers to high temperatures and playing in those sorts of atmospheres for where their countries are located, but I think, to be honest, it will still drain on the body after 70 minutes of such intense football from both teams. It will just drop the level a little bit and the fatigue will start to set in, but these players well trained for it, well prepped for it. Brazil, their next game in the group is against Haiti. Match day 2. That's a lovely turn by Chemstein Talby. Nicked away from him for a second as El Anawi picks it back up, finds Mazraoui, rolls it through, looking for the run of Saibari, who running behind, and Saibari's effort was wide. It was deflected, so and the flag was up anyway against Ismail Saibari. Flag up against the Moroccan centre forward. We'll see it again. He tried to split the centre backs this time, just making the run off the back of Marquinhos, just a little sliver offside as he got the shot off. It did come off Marquinhos, but nonetheless he was in an offside position. But already put the ball in the back of the net once in this game, Ismail Saibari. He's trying to do it there for a second. As I was saying, Brazil have Haiti in their next game, and then they play Scotland on match day 3 of the group. They play Haiti actually in a week's time, or 6 days' time, apologies. An early morning one, 1:30 kickoff, which is a strange kickoff time. 1/2 the hour on the 20th of June, and then the Scotland game just 4 days later, albeit 5 days, but in terms of UK times, 4 days later, the Wednesday night in the UK, Scotland against Brazil, match day 3 of the group. That one will take place in Miami. And Brazil's second game will be in Philadelphia, so they'll be relocating for each of their group games, Brazil, so there's no time to settle in any of these. Of course, Morocco plays Scotland next. After this, they head to Foxborough, which isn't too far away from here. It's just west of here, to the Gillette Stadium. That's where the New England Patriots play in the NFL, and then of course they will play Haiti on match day 3 in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, which is also on the East Coast. Well, there's a very famous man, Speed, the streamer, shaking the hands of the PSG president there in the crowd amongst the dignitaries here watching on. Of course, the PSG president watching a number of his players. The 2 country captains are players for his club, and the current European champions. Look at that for football from Morocco. Gorgeous. Saibari finds Nusir Mazraoui. Out to the left-hand side it comes. Murabet. Mazraoui fires it across. Fabinho to make the clearance, but more danger from Morocco. It's not been one-way traffic like it was for a lot of the first half. Brazil have been more of a threat in the second, but Morocco's danger hasn't completely diminished. Off the back of that, they can still make the difference here. Very much so. They actually haven't had a registered shot in the second half, Morocco, so albeit nothing too dangerous for Brazil to deal with, as it has been a bit of a lower key second half. Just one shot on target from both teams in the second period. That came from Brazil. It was the Igor Thiago chance. No, 15 minutes plus added time to go. Brazil 1, Morocco 1. How have we got a winner on the line here? Well, these two, a moment of individual brilliance could make the difference. Vinicius Jr. Oh, give it away cheaply there. Jemstein Talby is opposite number there, picking it up. Saibari with a little bit of a fatigued touch. He does find Nasir Mazraoui. And it's been a sold out, packed out MetLife Stadium here in New York, New Jersey. Very, very appealing. I mean, I have to say, it's been a lot of Brazilian support. Morocco, the Moroccan fans are travelling in their numbers, of course, but there's quite a lot of yellow Brazilian shirts dotted around the stadium. Kimi. Jemstein Talby. Down the line it goes. Saibari drifting wide. Gabriel for company. Saibari does well. Little 1-2 against Akimi. Elanawi. Saibari, oh, faked the cross. Still find a way past his man. And here's Jemstein Talby, sorry, with a cross. Cleared away at the back post by Danilo. But again, all of a sudden, Morocco has started to reassert themselves, and they're ready to make some changes, but not just yet. Trying to see who it is that's trying to come on here for Morocco. One kick by Allison up the field. Or Bono, sorry, up the field. Wrong goalkeeper. Here is Allison with the ball. Right to that left-hand side, plucked out of the air by Matej Cunha. And lofted in behind. Vinicius Jr. on the run. That's a lovely ball by Cunha. Vinicius Jr. cuts it back. Rafinha caught it well, but Bono did afterwards. He got the gather. Wonderful move. Matej Cunha with the scintillating ball in behind. Vinicius Jr. with the cutback. Rafinha with the run across the box. On sweeping onto it with his left. Maybe didn't catch it as sharply as he would have wanted. Look at even Neymar watching on, applauding the attempt. Good move though from Brazil, and Bono might have hurt himself here, the Moroccan goalkeeper. And an issue here that Bono isn't in a good way, but looks like Brazil are going to ready a change as well. So Morocco were readying some changes. Brazil will also do the same. And let's tell you, Danilo Santos looks to be the one coming on for Brazil. In terms of Morocco, Nasser Mazraoui's going to be coming off, as is Bilal El Khanous. So El Khanous and Mazraoui off, and they're being replaced by Amai Ayubi Amai, and the other one, I'm trying to find his name, is Salah Eddin. So Salah Eddin and Amai both coming on, and El Khanous and Mazraoui off. For Brazil, Danilo Santos has come on, and he's replaced Bruno Guimarães, the final substitution for Brazil. So some movement from both benches. Happy to report that Bono is okay, the Moroccan goalkeeper, okay to continue. And we've just over 10 minutes to go of normal time in this game. Long ball forward there from Issa Diop. Brazil retrieving. Fabinho. Gabriel. To Marquinhos. It's not been the electric first half that we saw, but as I said, it's the fatigue, it's the heat, it's the conditions that have fatigued this game and slowed it down a little bit from the first half. No argument really can be made there. Chemsteen Talby, cross attempted there by one of the substitutes. It's just come on the field. Salah Eddin for Morocco. Here's Ashraf Hakimi. Lovely from Amai, the other sub, but it's given away. Bouadi couldn't keep a hold of the ball, and now Rafinha's breaking down the right here for Brazil. Not got many shirts further forward of him. Has to recycle it back in the midfield for Danilo Santos. Here's Douglas Santos. Now Matej Cunha charging into the box. Cunha trying to measure something out of that, but he will get a corner out of it. Last touch off Bouadi. He's saying goal kick. Referee says corner. Let's see. Oh, I think that's goal kick. Looked like Cunha had the last touch there, but I think he has. And I think that's the first time we've seen a recalling of the decision, where a corner was given and it was corrected to goal kick. And it, from the replay, it looked like Matej Cunha knocked it last, and that was quickly rectified. Goal kick given. Oh, what a terrible back pass. Goodness me, Bono had to rescue Morocco there. What a horrendous ball by Issa Diop. And sneaking in behind was Rafinha. Bono's gone down again. Let's see it once more. This is horrendous from Issa Diop. Trying to evade Rafinha, almost plays him in. And then Bono has to quickly respond and crunch it clear. Does get kind of caught with the right in the right shoulder, but whether that's genuine or not, the Brazilian fans inside the stadium don't feel so. But Issa Diop is one lucky man. Well, he's gone down again here. He went down a few minutes ago, Bono. Whether it's for the same issue or not, but he's gone down again. Maybe they've found a little loophole in the rule book. Of course, with now the new rules of faking injuries, players who go down but a challenge that doesn't lead to a yellow card means they have to come off the field for a minute. But of course, goalkeepers are the exception to that rule. They can't be taken off, obviously, for a minute for obvious reasons. Maybe there's that little loophole that they can still waste time with their goalkeepers going down faking injuries, but I don't know if this is that sort of situation. I don't want to tar Bono with that brush, but it's twice he's gone down the last few minutes in innocuous circumstances. Say that. Well, there's 6 minutes of normal time, but we'll have a good bit of added time. Of course, the hydration break and then these few injuries, but the sub-goalkeeper is warming up. Do have one sub left to be used. I think that's El Khajaoui, the 37-year-old Munir El Khajaoui, who is warming up on the sidelines for Morocco, but Bono is back to his feet. There's Zinedine Zidane. And the young Zidane as well. I mean, it's absolutely packed out with celebrities, this one. And they've picked the perfect game. So far, it's been very enjoyable. There's minutes remaining where we could have another moment. Matej Cunha rolls it in behind. Nice step there by Issa Diop to make the block. Bouhaddi does well under pressure from Cunha, and Bouhaddi charging forward. Evaded Fabinho's challenge, but Brazil do win it back. Douglas Santos winning the possession. And Gabriel all the way back to Alisson here. Is there a push, a late push from one of these two to try and snatch a winner that could be priceless in trying to win this group? That is the expectation. That is probably the main target of these two. And they know that at the first time of asking, they could give themselves a major helping hand in trying to do that. They know they could be each other's worst enemy when it comes to trying to top the group. Could be their biggest opponents to try and top the group. No disrespect to Haiti or Scotland, but on paper these two should beat the other two, but that's never a guarantee in the World Cup. Very far from it. And they know this one could mean more than just 3 points. It could be a 6-pointer, even in only the first game in the World Cup, but could be the difference. Morocco with the play here. Talby hugging the touchline on the left-hand side, trying to break towards the byline. Ball did sneak into the area, but dealt with by Marquinhos. Bouhaddi. Ashraf Hakimi. Bouhaddi. Brazil with 2 banks of 4 at the minute. Trying to suffocate Morocco a little bit. Stifle them. Excuse me, apologies. Ball towards the channel. Cleaned away by Douglas Santos. Hold up from Vinicius Jr., but that's one back by Morocco. Down the line from Bouadi to Amaimouni. Cross was off the head of Marquinhos. Half cleared by Douglas Santos, but it will be a Brazilian throw. And that's going to trigger a Moroccan substitution. And we see the man who opened the scoring in such audacious fashion in the first half. What a finish that was. Ismail Saibari giving Morocco the lead in the first period. He's going to be coming off. And Sofiane Rahimi is on for Morocco. Minute and a half of the 90 to go. Find out how long will be added on top of that, but well, the Moroccan head coach certainly still billowing information to his players, Mohamed Ouabi, but don't know whether he'd be pleased or disappointed with the ultimate result of this, but I don't think you can be disappointed with a draw against Brazil if it ends up being like that. But at the end of the day, they've played really well here tonight, Morocco, and possibly if they were a little bit more accurate, I mean, there could have been more goals from them. But I think where they've kind of lacked it is the second half. They've just gone off the boil a little bit in the final third. Just haven't been able to maintain that standard right the way throughout the game. Free kick fizzed towards the box, but it could come down to a singular moment that could change this. Could take a point into 3, or even turn it the opposite direction. That would be their worst nightmare. Brazil have got the danger to do it. As Matej Cunha was bundled over in his own half. That's got to be a free kick to Brazil. Oh, excuse me. I do apologise, but it is nearly 1 o'clock in the morning here in the UK. As we will have... What? 10 minutes? 10 added minutes? Goodness me. Yes, we'll be getting this done. It'll be morning time. The sun will be coming up shortly. It's a bit dramatic. 10 added minutes. Reminds me of the 2022 World Cup. That's a lovely ball in behind. Here's a chance. Rafinha on the spin. Trying to cut it across. Oh, goodness me. Great move. Great chance. No one on the end of it, though. Murabet. He says, yup, back to Bono. A little bit caught for concentration there. Right down the left, but again, Brazil with the ability to win it back quickly. Fabinho. Douglas Santos finds Vinicius Jr. Takes on Achraf Hakimi 1v1. And Vinicius Jr. no way past the Moroccan captain. Hakimi 1v1 has done well against Vinicius Jr. Will be a corner though. Let's see. Brazil have got an offer here. I mean, there's still good 8.5 minutes of normal time, of added time to go. So it's not do or die, but Matej Cunha with a chance to whip another corner in here for Brazil. We've had every corner in this game, 5 out of 5, all for Brazil. Cunha, right footed. Bounces down in the area after it was headed clear at the front post. We'll come back to Matej Cunha on the left hand side, who will break down the line. And is he caught there? Hakimi Wasn't caught, but it will be another corner to Brazil. And they're in a hurry to take it. Danilo has come up this time. Ball swung in. Oh, Bono had to get it away. Not very far. Rafinha fed into the box. Look at the options. Look at the chance. Danilo Santos with the effort. Right down the throat of Bono. Lovely ball. Danilo Santos on the turn. Finding it right down the throat of Bono though. Hakimi. Ball over the top. Could be a chance here for Morocco. Nicely taken in by Talby. Mooney. Murabet. Rahimi with the cross. Cleaned away by Danilo. Picked up by Buadi. Hakimi. Buadi. El Murabet. Hakimi. Buadi. Nice play here from Morocco. El Murabet. Back to Thierry Riyad. And back to Issa Diop. 4 of the 10 added to go have been seen and surpassed us. 6 of the added 10 to go, shall I say. Tiredness is definitely setting in here. I do apologise. And is there a moment of magic for one of these two? And Gabriel there, maybe a little bit unfortunate to have conceded a corner there. He's trying to defend. He was off balance, and in the end, it's a corner for Morocco. Their first of the game in the 95th minute. And the man to deliver, I'm trying to see, it is El Murabet. El Murabet with the left-footed delivery to the back post. It was cleared away. Vinicius Jr. James Talby was the one to see it out for the throw on the far left side. Long throw into the box. And headed clear there by Marquinhos. Oh, Buadi tried to get himself involved. Was caught out a little bit, but they had bodies around it. Morocco to win it back quickly. James Talby. Elanawi. Oh, a little bit loose that pass across the field, but Vinicius Jr. didn't have the ability to carry it with him. That's another loose crossfield ball by Morocco, but they're getting bailed out here by Brazil, allowing them to recover possession once again. Bono with the long launch. Awkward header there from Gabriel. Oh, Fabinho able to clear his lines. And Fabinho with the ball in the air came through El Murabet. That's going to be a Moroccan free kick. A reminder for you, double header of World Cup action for you tomorrow. We start at 6 o'clock in the evening. Germany taking on Curaçao tomorrow 6 p.m. Followed by Netherlands-Japan at 9 o'clock in the evening to round off your Sunday action of the World Cup here on LFS. Just over 3 minutes to go of the added time. Prayers from the stands. Hakimi and El Murabet over this free kick for Morocco. El Murabet swings it in with a left, but too much on it. Easily caught by Allison. Bouncing ball there. Bono did easily retrieve. I think fatigue is massively set in. I don't think either side will be too disappointed with a draw out of this at this rate. Of course, obviously they both want to win. That goes without saying. But at this stage of the game, I think both would be contented to settle for a draw if the worst comes to the worst. Both teams wouldn't want to lose it at this stage. That would be the heartbreaking moment. If they were to lose at either of these two, they would be on the back foot going into match day 2, because they will either be bottom of the group or second bottom of the group. Whoever does lose this, if there is a loser, because Haiti and Scotland, either one of them will win, or it will end in a draw, which would be an ultimate calamity for the team who would lose this, possibly. So a draw wouldn't be the worst result in the world. Never you know, though. Here's Akimi charging forward. Loose ball, though. Shot from range! Allison with a massive save! And another one, too, to add to it. Well, that was a long range effort from Neil Al-Anawi, and Allison with the clutch save, and another one right from the rebound. Well, we said before he was the one to watch for Brazil, and that's why. Allison is huge. And Allison with 2 big saves for Brazil. Last minute, in the 100th minute, Ashraf Hakimi with this corner for Morocco. Excuse me. Right-footed delivery. Deep to the back post, over the head of everybody, but Morocco will retrieve possession. They might have a late flurry of chances incoming. Ball swung in. Out of the way cleanly, but it will bounce back to Maimouni. And all the way back to Bono. Buwadi. Seconds remain. Is there one final attempt? Or will they settle for it now? I think they're just going to settle for it, I believe. In the way that's play that's happening at the moment. Well, there is the final whistle. It is a point apiece for Brazil and Morocco, who couldn't be separated after 100 minutes in the Group C opener. 2 class quality goals in the first half, what was absolutely barnstorming in the first period. Ismail Saibari's audacious chip gave Morocco the lead, but Vinicius Junior's ridiculous spinner leveled things up for Brazil. It was low key, it was lower tempo in the seconds. Fatigue started to set in, and that was the fear maybe of both teams in the end. If they couldn't win it, they were certain they didn't want to lose it, and in the end they will settle for a point apiece. Now a chance for one of either Haiti or Scotland to go top of the group with a victory in their game. That's coming up in less than an hour's time in the World Cup, and hopefully you will enjoy that. But a wonderful game. A game that certainly in the billing was set up as one of the most exciting games in the group stages, and in that first half offered it up with 2 wonderful goals and probably a fair result in the end for the 2 teams. A draw wouldn't be too disappointing for either team, albeit Brazil will be disappointed they didn't start anywhere near well enough for their standards, and Carlo Ancelotti will be very disappointed. But Morocco, who started really well and probably could have won the game themselves, but in the end they both have to realise they're playing top opposition, and this is very early in the competition, and I think point apiece is probably a fair result. Let's just show you then those are the first 6 results of the 2026 World Cup. All started on Thursday night. Mexico winning 2-0 against South Africa in the opener. South Korea then won 2-1 against Czechia in the early hours of Friday morning. To those Mexico and South Korea to be the top 2 in Group A. Group B got underway on It's Friday night. Canada drawing 1-1 with Bosnia. They needed a late equaliser to secure a draw there, the Canadians. And the United States got Group D underway, winning by 4-1 against Paraguay in their game last night in the third co-host opener. Qatar then completed match day 1 of Group B, a 1-1 draw with Switzerland. Their late goal, securing a draw, their first ever World Cup point for Qatar, knocking Switzerland with a chance to win. But Brazil and Morocco, the highlight of the first 6 games, a cracker of a match and a cracker of a performance from both teams, you have to say. Really enjoyable game. And after 12 teams have played, only one has failed to score, and that was South Africa. So pretty disappointing from their point of view. But we're back in action in around about, what is that in hours? 15 hours? No, 17 hours for Germany, Curacao, as Group E gets off and running. We will see what comes out of that one tomorrow. Group E getting underway tomorrow, 6 o'clock here on LFS. And that's followed by Group F getting underway, Netherlands, Japan at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Can't wait for those 2 games. But thanks for your company for this one. It's been a late one, but it has been very enjoyable. What a game to stay up for. Brazil against Morocco. It finished 1 apiece, and these 2 teams have a lot of building to do and a lot of quality still left to show. Thanks for your company. Good night.